Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. I am the internet's dorky grandpa. Glad to meet you. Hope you'll stay. Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this. A brand new day. Welcome to the day. And that's a good thing. What I want to do first, of course, is say, Bom dia. Dia gwet. Annyeonghaseyo. Dzień dobry. And if that's too formal for you, Cześć. Terra Homokost. Buenos dias. Dia dit. And Boreda, Welsh. Of course, I try and say something in Welsh from Wales. Of course I do. I defy expectations. That's a good thing. Because, frankly, I don't know, I'm probably insane. Which is alright. Boreda. Yoragel. Matenva. Buongiorno. Ohio. Good morning. Ni hao. Privyet. Guten Tag. Kalimera. Bonjour. Dobre rano. God morgan. Labas ritas. Merhaba, because I don't know how to say good morning in Turkish. And finally, just to say thank you, Gureb Mahagut. Thank you in Irish. Awesome. Pretty soon, this is going to take 4 hours to say, getting everybody's language all said through with a greeting. But welcome to the day. Glad that you're here. And I don't know that you are because, right, I'm sitting in an empty room talking to a webcam. But I'm assuming you're there. I know that assuming makes an asu out of M and E, but that still doesn't sound right. That's not important. Anyway, it's one thing I did want to do. I said in a previous video in Immortal Technique, I said, oh, it's time to get 2 birds stoned, and then went with there. I watched Trailer Park Boys a lot, and if it's a Canadian show, if you've never watched, one of the characters is called Ricky. He's intensely stupid, doesn't know much, and he gets everything wrong. That's like, he says things like, I don't want to say a todaso, but a todaso. Things like that, and gorilla see, gorilla do. And it's time to get 2 birds stoned, and it's time for 2 turnips and heat. Just thought I'd mention that. Somebody brought it up and said, is that something you normally say, or get 2 birds stoned, or is it I realized I hadn't explained it when I said it. I also want to have a quick shout out to 8749 Crystal. Howdy. 87 Sorry about that. 8749 Crystal. Greetings. Welcome. And Cześć, if you're Polish, which you're not. You might be. Are you? I mean, don't answer. I mean, write it down there in the comments if you are, but don't talk to the screen. No point in that. I do want to apologize for being so late with everything. Right now it is 6:16 a.m. I didn't even fall asleep. In fact, I did. My friends left at 8-ish. I relaxed and did some stuff. Fell asleep till about 11:30. Woke up, went on my constitutional. Came back, and it was about 2:30. Did some more stuff, had to take a shower. 3:30 I went up and started my shower. By the time I got back down here, shower done, almost 6 o'clock. Having fibromyalgia and all my injuries and problems that are wrong makes taking a shower take so long. As it is, I have to do things to make the water last because it takes roughly an hour inside the actual shower itself getting all washed up. But I have to get wet, turn off the water, soap up, do stuff, turn on the water, rinse off, turn off the water, because it just takes so long. It sucks. Also wanted to say which videos I've got coming up here today because I generated 3 random numbers. They were actually 21, 35, and 126. Counted down. Then it came up with number 21 was Neighborhood Number 1 by Arcade Fire. Number 35 was Immortal Technique, You Never Know. How about that? And number 126, Alex Turner with Pile Driver Waltz. Pretty cool. I also want to try and get like Bones, The Art of Cremation, Die Antwoord, I Think You Freaky, Clark and Daw, The Front Fell Off, Anaya's Brazil, Make Love, Hey Everybody by 5 Seconds of Summer, something that I can't pronounce because it's Norwegian, and Papa Roach Hollywood Horror. I'd like to get those done, but who knows? And especially when you have suggestions tonight, because I'm going to say, hey, if you got comments and suggestions later, tomorrow is, I don't know what I'm talking about. I keep thinking it's Sunday, but it's not Sunday, and tomorrow's not Monday. My sincere apologies. Let me take that back. Yeah, that's pretty stupid, isn't it? I'm sorry. I was pretending to rewind. I am so funny sometimes. I amuse myself to no end. Not really. Friend of mine. In fact, my 2 friends were here, Kyle and Sydney. Sid is, of course, Kyle's girlfriend, CYDNIE. She has a dwarf hamster. Took her dwarf hamster outside because it was frickin' hot today, and it's difficult to stay inside this hot box when it's a hot box. Took her little dwarf hamster outside, took it to in the grass, where there was a dandelion, and it just mowed on the dandelion. Dandelions are safe for hamsters. I've read up on it. It's perfectly safe. So she gathered up a whole bunch of dandelion flowers on the stems and brought them in for the hamsters. I usually just gather up the leaves. But oh my gosh, the hamsters just love dandelion flowers. They just went, "Rawr," and they attacked the flowers and just munched on them and ate them. Now, I can't show you hamsters eating dandelion leaves for a couple days. Hamsters are, mostly they eat like seeds, nuts, dry things like that. Although they do also eat meat, because they are omnivores, they're not herbivores. They eat meat, so that's why if you have 2 hamsters together and one dies, one will start to eat the other, especially if it kills the other one. I don't know how many times I have found the hollowed out hamsters in the past because one died and I happened to have another one in the cage. Back when I was drinking, I was not a good person. Luckily, I was a good person. I've always been a good person. But I didn't treat my hamsters right. I had more than one per cage. Other than that, actually, I treated them right. They had food and water. It's just I had more than one per cage, and that's stressful, and don't do that. The only time you should do that is if they're babies, and until they mature, they love staying together. And in fact, if you separate them, they don't like that. They get really sad. And you can tell if a hamster's sad. They act sad. So you keep your babies together until they start to mature. As they mature, you remove them. Now, anyway, back to the reasons why I can't do that video. Because they eat mostly dry stuff, giving them fresh things, you can't do that very often. Only 2, maximum 3 times a week should you ever give them fresh fruits and vegetables. And make sure the fresh fruits and vegetables are the kinds that they can eat. They can eat just about everything, but they shouldn't have things like raisins and the like. Dried fruits should not be given to hamsters. The sugar content's way too high. You can give them diabetes quickly, especially dwarf hamsters. And it also, because dried fruits like raisins and everything else, it's so sticky, when they shove it into their cheek pouch, it can get stuck inside their cheek pouch. And that can quickly get infected. Not a good idea, so please don't do that with your hammies. But in a couple days, when they can have fresh stuff again, I'm going to have another hamsters eating dandelion leaves video. It's going to be awesome. It is cute beyond words. It's just like their leaf vacuum cleaners. They just go, whoo, and then the leaf is gone. And they've got great big cheek pouches, but still. Well, thank you very much. If you got any comments or suggestions, if you could drop them down in the comments boxes down there, that'd be awesome. I read every single comment. I answer as many as I can. I give you a thumbs up at the very least to show you that at least that I read it. For some odd reason, there's times when I hit the thumbs up or thumbs down just for giggles. After you hit thumbs up and it blinks out, you hit thumbs down to see if it's going to do the same thing. And it just doesn't register anything. So there's sometimes it just, I'm sorry, And there's also links down there to like GoFundMe, Patreon.com, and Twitter and Facebook. If you can afford to donate, please, if you could donate. I'm running very, very shy on cash this month. It is not pretty. I need to have about $400 worth of pain medication. I don't have this time. I am going to run out of cannabis toward the end of the month, about 2 weeks from now. At that point, when I no longer have cannabis to smoke, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to make videos. Because after 12 hours without cannabis, I will no longer be able to use my hands. After 24, I don't know how well I'm going to be walking. So we'll see what happens. If you can afford to donate to save me from that, that would be awesome. If you don't want to do that, but you don't want to see me become homeless, because I'm in this little box here, and my brother-in-law needs to either charge me $500 a month for the little box, or there's a crane fly up there, or he needs to charge me $500 for the little box and still have me move out. Great. So I'm trying to get a home, trying to get an RV. If you can donate, please. I don't want to become homeless, and I know my wife, who is dead for a little over 2 years now, one of the biggest things that worried her as she was dying, and I hated causing her any worries at all, but she worried so much about what I was going to do, where I was going to live, because she was dying and she couldn't help. I don't want to be homeless, and I know she doesn't want me to be. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the reaction videos coming up. I've got at least those 3, possibly more. So you take care. I'll see you in the upcoming videos. And thumbs up. There we go. I don't know if I'm going to have a game. Probably not. It's just too late in the day. I need to get another episode of Amnesia. I need to continue with Binding of Isaac, Rebirth, and there's a couple others that people have been asking me to do, like Outlast. I have Outlast. I also have Soma, and the Dead. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what they're called. Dead Rising. I got Dead Rising 2 and 3. So, if anyone's curious. Well, you take care. I'll see you on the flip side, and you have a great day. Okie dokie. Sounds like a plan to me.